Hey guys, welcome back. For today's video tutorial, I'm gonna set up a new sensor, that is MPL115A2. To gain more knowledge about this sensor and to know what exactly the sensor is, let's have a look over the website, that is controleverything.com, and search this sensor. Now we got that MPL115A2 is a digital barometer 50 to 115 kilopascal. Now these are some of its features which you can look upon it, and you can purchase this sensor obviously. Well, for the interfacing of the sensor, we require a particle photon, and for that we require a particle code. So go to resource tab, and here comes the particle code. You can download the code as a zip file from this very site from here, and you can also have the privilege to download the code from GitHub repository, that is Control Everything Community. Now what we require, some hardware, some products along with the sensor, and let's make a complete working environment for this sensor. Now coming to the hardware section, let's have a look over the sensor, that is MPL115A2. Now I will be setting up a connection here, an environment here, and for that I require a particle photon, which is available and you can see on my screen. Now what requires to make a connection among a sensor and a particle photon and other I2C devices, and rather make that connection a lot easier, this comes an I2C sheet. Now this is available on our website controleverything.com, and make this connection and gently place the particle photon over the I2C sheet. Now to make a binding connection among the sensor and the I2C shield, here comes a connecting cable. Now make the connection among the sensor and the cable, and while making this connection, make sure that the brown wire of the cable should be connected to the ground terminal of the sensor, and similarly we have to follow this procedure for the I2C shield. Now it will look like this. To power up our particle photon, the requirement is of a micro USB cable, and here it comes. Now gently insert it over the power jack of the particle photon and light it up. Hence it's done. So we are complete the demonstration for the hardware requirements and the connections part. Now what we require is our code, the explanation, and the working for the interfacing. So let's have a look over that. As of now, we have seen the hardware connections we require for this particular video. Now what we require is our particle code, so that we can interface the sensor with that. The first step to do that is to get in and log github.com. Now here we have to search for Control Everything Community, which is the repository for controleverything.com. Now here search in the sensor MPL115A2, and here it comes, and get over it. Now this is the code we are looking for, particle code. But before moving forward, let's have a look over the instructions which are highly recommended to follow. So here comes the first instruction, and it says that we have to log in to a particle photon and set up the device according to that. And this is a link which will help us to follow that thing, and why not we have a look over this link. And as you can see, this is the part where all the instructions are being provided, how to connect and how to set up your particle photon step by steps, and you can easily download and set up your particle photon. Now for the second instruction, we have to download the code, go to the online AD and copy the code. Now build.particle is the relevant link. Now as you can see on my screen, it's being opening up, and here you can name the code, and here you can paste and all that stuff which is being provided. Now third and very important, we have to verify and flash the code on the particle photon, and the code output will be on the dashboard. It's just like a serial monitor. So I will show a demonstration video and the picture. As you can see, I'm opening up the link, and here all the relevant detail will come forward. So this is the link you should keep in mind. As we are done with the instructions, why not we have a look over the code. It's a .ino extension file. First of all, I have included application.h and Spark wiring I2C.h library and all the functionalities with that. Now I have defined the address of the sensor, that is 0x60 for MPL115A2. Now I have some variables defined similarly in the void setup function also. I have initialized I2C communication with serial communication along with the baud rate equal to 9600. Here I have called a for loop function, and the data register selection is from 4. that is 0x04 in the hexadecimal. I have requested and read 1 byte each while the cycling is going till 8 rounds, and at the end of this, all the data that I have read being converted, as you can see, in these coefficients, and they are being converted according to the formulas or the floating point formulas values given in the data sheet. Well, this is good. Well, in the loop void2 function, the writing part starts. So I have sent pressure measurement command. The command is 0x12 and start conversion is 0x00, as you can see on my screen. And this is the reading section where I have selection the data register 0x00. From here I have requested 4 bytes of data, which includes pressure and temperature data. The values are being read at a continuous measurement rate, and after that we have been storing the values. After that, the stored values are converted into the relevant pressure and temperature data, which is again according to the data sheet, as you can see. Now this is the calculation of pressure compensation, again the conversion of the pressure data. Now as you can see on my screen, this follows, and at the very end of our code I have the output data on the dashboard. This is the formatted data, and it's in the form of pressure, which is in kilopascal, temperature in Celsius and Fahrenheit scales. So this is how a particle code looks like. It's a generalized and very simple code to follow, and why not we have a look over the working of this code along with the particle photon. Well, that went well, so why not we have a good track for the working. So for the first, copy this entire particle code and open up the build terminal as we have discussed earlier, so that we can paste the entire code and create one. And MPL115A2 is the sensor name, and here paste the entire code and save the code. Now verify the code as you can see on my screen and compile it. It's a great work. Now time to flash. While flashing the code, we have to check for the magenta flash, which confirms that the code is good and we can have the values on the dashboard. Now we just have a magenta flash, as you can see the notification here, flash successful. Now we can have the output data on the dashboard. Now open up the dashboard terminal so that we can have the look over the output. Yeah, here it comes. It's a pressure and temperature, as you can see. Now when I press my finger over the sensor and apply some pressure, there will be a change in temperature and pressure both. Now when I again apply some pressure, there will be a change in temperature and pressure, as you can notice on my screen. Yeah, there you go, as you can see. So this is how a particle code works with this particular sensor, that is MPL115A2. Now what we require is to know the benefits, the features, and why we use this particular sensor. So for that, stick to the video. The MPL115A2 employs a MEMS pressure sensor with a conditioning IC to provide accurate pressure measurements from 50 to 115 kilopascal. An integrated ADC converts pressure and temperature sensor readings to digitized outputs via an I²C port. Factory calibration data is stored internally in an onboard ROM. Now these features make it very useful for applications like barometry, altimeters, weather stations, industrial equipment, air control systems, and health monitoring, and a lot. Now you can purchase the sensor from the website, as you can see on my screen, and you can get the code from the resource tab, and after that you can download it from there. Also you can get the code from GitHub repository, and that's Control Everything community. Well, you have seen the explanation, the working, the hardware connections part. So I would like to make it clear that in case if you have any kind of doubt regarding fully understanding of any part of this video till now, you can have your queries on the controleverything.com, and you can contact me there. Also you can post your comments, your issues on the community page of this website. Now for articles and blogs relevant to this video, you can catch me up on instructables.com. Also for more video tutorials, you can subscribe YouTube channel just shown like here. Now I hope you enjoyed this video and have yourself a good one. Thanks for watching.